Tesla shares have fallen after CEO Elon Musk proposed selling a tenth of his holdings. The world's richest man held a Twitter poll at the weekend, asking millions of followers to vote on whether he should sell approximately $21 billion in stock. And as you can see, 58% of respondents said that he should. Musk said he'd abide by the results and pay a subsequent tax bill that the sale would generate. He was responding to a proposal by the Democratic Party that would see the ultra-wealthy pay more tax when their shares rise above certain levels.
Well, Joshua Mahony is a senior market analyst at the online trading platform IG. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Joshua. So under this proposed US tax on capital gains from Democrats in Congress, Musk faces potentially a bill of more than $15 billion in the coming months. Is this really why he's proposing this sale? And what does this Twitter vote tell us, if anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny one. You can never predict what Elon Musk's going to be doing next, but certainly what appears to be something that is maybe a move for the people and something that, you know, is a little bit left field, so to speak, in actual fact, can be somewhat predicted by the fact that he has a whole host of stock options allocated in 2012 that he has to essentially sell up within the next, say, 6 to 8 months. That means he's going to have a massive bill anyway. He's going to have to sell that. He's already come out stating that essentially he doesn't have an income and he has to sell shares whenever he needs to raise funds. So by and large, the fact that this vote has told him, yes, you should sell 10% of your shareholdings, in actual fact plays into his hands because he was likely going to have to sell a significant amount anyway. So certainly this is a little bit of sleight of hand almost on the behalf of Elon Musk, and it's something that in actual fact plays into his view within the wider community, because of course there is a feeling that perhaps billionaires should be paying more tax, and this allows him to do what perhaps he was going to do anyway, but also look like he's doing what the people want him to do.
Yeah, kind of amazing, isn't it, that he claims he doesn't have any income. He often does grab headlines, and his fans on Twitter might approve of this idea. But Tesla's Frankfurt-listed shares fell about 9% in early trading. Are buyers going to continue to step away from this?
Well, it's interesting because, of course, we were looking in the pre-markets, like you said, it was 8–9% lower. We're now looking at shares and they're 2.5% down. And so clearly, anytime we see a pullback, people are actually seeing that as a buying opportunity. So perhaps it's not necessarily something to worry about too much. For the long term, people still believe in this company, and by and large, the idea that potentially we might see some stock sales over the near term, for some actually just makes them think, well, this is an opportunity to get into a great success story and be able to get in at a cheaper price. And thus far, that sell-off that we saw at the open has actually been bought into rather than increased in size.
Josh, let's talk a little bit about this proposal. The Democrats in Congress saying that under their plan, billionaires would pay tax on the annual increase in the value of the stocks that they own. At the moment, tax is only due when those gains are realised. Does this corrective have any chance of actually being passed into law?
Yeah, I mean, look, this comes off the back of the move that we've seen around the world to try and tax big tech companies. There is a feeling that tax systems, by and large, can be regressive in nature, meaning that the most wealthy individuals often can pay the least tax. And so certainly if you're looking at Joe Biden, you're looking at his plans in terms of trying to raise cash to be able to increase social spending. The money has to come from somewhere. And by and large, it's not going to be middle America. Of course, that's where he wants to win votes. And therefore, this plan, which would hit around about 700 of the wealthiest individuals in the US, could be a strong proposition. The fact that Elon Musk has actually come out and said, what do you think? And everyone has voted in favor of him essentially selling up in what would be a massive windfall for the government and for the Treasury. That does point towards people being in favor of the policy. So arguably what Elon Musk has done over the weekend in terms of this poll has actually strengthened the government's hand in terms of implementing such a move down the line.
Very interesting. Joshua Mahony from IG, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.